bad topic to a really good topic. Falcon slash Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I think you
Uh,
should have just said Falcon and the Winter Soldier just to start this off.
yeah, but the whole thing is like it ends as Captain America and Winter Soldier.
That's what I'm
Uh,
saying. Like you started with this, you started just saying Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but then we get to that part and then all this stuff, and we end it like saying Captain and the Winter Soldier, just like how the show did it.
yeah, world thing. Uh,
Ay.
so the finale came out. We seen it. We loved it. We watched it. We're gonna be reviews on it. Uh, I enjoyed the movie. Not the movie. The finale. Solid 10 out of 10 for me. Uh, 9.5 out of 10 for me. I'll give it that one. I'll actually lower it to 9. Um, I really enjoyed how they capped it off. I wasn't sure how they were gonna handle it. Mainly because I knew there was only one episode left, and I felt like there was a lot of stuff that they didn't close up that they did. I
Oh,
didn't going into. I thought there was still gonna be a lot of stuff that was gonna be open after the series that wasn't. So I was actually really cool. Really okay with that. Um, they I didn't. I say this. Uh, I'm a little bummed. George died. Thought he was a better character. Uh,
who?
that's not even a con though. GSP, the character. Yeah, yeah.
Are you
I liked
upset?
his character.
Are you,
That was really cool.
what character?
The character he
He barely
played.
did anything.
Yeah, but I liked it the way he played that character. I feel like he could
You
have
just
been
like
something
him
in the
because
background.
it's GSP.
No, I liked it the way he handled his character. I thought it was dope.
It's
Um, I
nothing.
mean, it's not like a con. It's just more like, oh damn, he died. That sucks. Like
It's
I'm not like
literally
against it.
nothing. Then
It because I'm giving my reviews on it. I'm saying everything that I thought about the episode. Uh, I'm trying not to like
you
give
make
an
it.
in-depth analysis of
No,
the
you're
show.
just
I'm
making it
just kind of
sound like
like
it's a
touching
bigger.
on
It
top.
should be a. You make it sound like a bigger deal than it should be. In all
No, because
honesty,
I clearly said it wasn't a big deal. I was like, it wasn't a con. I said it and I
but
was
it's
like, it's
like,
not a
but
con,
like you
but it's
sound
like,
so conflicted though when you talk about it.
oh, nah, that's just my voice. Um, yeah. So we get an awesome scene in the beginning when Falcon breaks through the window and he's wearing the extremely comic accurate Captain America suit.
I love how the fact that you said extremely calm your actor. I'm like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's amazing. What I want to know is why didn't he cover his ears? Like, wouldn't his ears get cold when he's flying?
Do you
You know what I mean?
you
Like,
you you
sometimes I have the window down and like my ear gets cold.
you
Like,
bring up the most the most weirdest things.
because I feel like it's a design flaw. Like, why would you not cover your ears? Like,
How
why
is
do you
that a
have your
design
ears
flaw?
exposed?
How is that a design flaw?
Because like then you're gonna get air in your ear, and then you gotta do the funnel and the fire to get the air out. Like, I don't know. I feel like
I don't. The fact, okay, the fact that he's been doing this for so long, I don't think that bothers him by now.
yeah, maybe, but like I
See,
just
no, no,
want to know
no.
what like
See,
what's
see,
so
see,
going
see,
like
see.
what's not cover the ears.
You're saying that now when he's been flying that suit in the MCU for so long and all
Yeah,
that
but here's the
stuff,
thing: he didn't have the whole head cowl. He just had goggles. Like now that he has like the half head cowl thing,
and you're
I would have
bringing
covered the ears. Like,
you no, no, no. So no, no. That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly. Even when he had like the goggles and everything, his ears were still exposed.
yeah, because like, why are you gonna have goggles with an ear cover? Now that he has the like halfway cowl, I would have
That's my
just
point,
covered
though.
the ears.
That's my point, though. He's been doing it for so long with the goggles and all that stuff. I don't think just because it's not protecting his ears since with the cowl now, I don't think he thinks of it as a big deal because he's been doing it for so long.
Then why did you take the time to cut out the earpiece?
I don't think they cut the ear. I don't even. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. The
No, I'm
Wakandas
saying
made the
when they were
shirt.
making the costume,
The
or
Wakandas
when they
made
were
the
like, we
shirt.
should cut out the ear holes.
Why are you
Like, what
making?
made
See,
you?
I see. You make these little things make it sound like the biggest thing.
Anyways, uh, costume's amazing. Other than that weird thing, um, I love how the shield attaches. I love that one scene where he kind of like pops it off and like flies in front of him to do the plane scene. I thought that was really dope. Still has Red Wing. That's awesome. Um, it looks upgraded, right? It's a little bit different how Red Wing, I believe. I think I'm not sure. We were watching it. I thought the wings were bigger. Supposedly they're not, though.
Oh, his
I saw
wings,
someone.
his new wings.
Yeah, because to me they looked not hugely bigger, but they looked a little bit bigger in my opinion. But I saw like a side by side comparison. Supposedly they're not. I don't know.
They look nice.
Still awesome.
They
Yeah,
look
they look
nice.
awesome. That bridge scene where he blocks the helicopter is amazing. With the vibranium wings, so that's really cool. And the shield. Um, him referring to himself as Captain America was really cool. It was a really cool scene.
I'm
Uh,
Captain America.
yeah, that one scene when he first does it and dude's like, "I thought Captain America was on the moon," was amazing. Uh,
Another call,
uh,
a great callback to the first episode.
yes, and I was like, okay. It was an amazing scene. That whole speech he does in front of the camera was amazing. And then when he does in front of the Congress, they're Congress, right? Councilmen and women. Or the
Senators.
Congress, whatever. Senators. Okay. The speech he does in front of them and the cameras was amazing. That big reveal, who the Proud Broker is, was not as big as I expected, but
It was
still really cool.
obvious. It was obvious.
Yeah, it was,
I
but
thought it
I didn't think
was. I thought it was.
I mean, I thought it was gonna be a bigger reveal though, but
No.
it was still really cool.
Why would?
I thought they were gonna find out. Like, I didn't think she was gonna like say.
Of course
Um,
she. I think she was. I believe it. Especially how that. Especially how her type how how it was looking throughout that episode with her. It's like she's gonna reveal herself and all that stuff. That's she's gonna reveal herself to them, whether it be to them, all of them, or just to like Carly in general, just to Carly and all that stuff
yeah,
and everything. Like, cause like soon as like going back to that scene where Batroc shot those like smoke things to the thing,
yeah,
like this is it. Like we're gonna like Power Broker's gonna get revealed soon and all that stuff, whether it be at that point or not, or
yeah,
like later on, which it did and all that stuff, because like and then as soon as like she pulled out the gun and all that stuff, and then the way Carly had talked to her right at the beginning of that whole thing before that something happened, it's like, yeah, it's
it was
her.
already revealing. Yeah, she was talking to her like she already knew her and shit. Yeah,
Exactly.
um, because she did. Like, uh, so that was really cool. We get the end credit. Yeah, end credit scene. With the whole her getting pardoned and her getting a job, right?
I love the
Uh,
fact that I just love the fact of how you just skip every other scenes and all that stuff and just jump to
I'm
the post
jumping.
credit.
I'm jumping around.
You
Yeah, I'm
just
jumping around.
I just love how you're just jumping around to everything like that.
Yeah. Well, usually I have notes like this one, this one, this one, and like it'll be like small little notes, and then I'll go off it. Today I don't have notes 'cause I forgot. Uh, so I'm just going off the big events in my head. Or the little events that I thought was cool.
He forgot we had recording today.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't remember until I saw it was like I want to. Okay, do the podcast. Uh, so yeah, so that cutscene was really cool. I thought um the U.S. agent reveal was really cool. Officially, like we knew he was gonna be U.S. agent, but like officially, I should say. The suit, the black suit, was awesome. Thought him getting excited that he was back in the game was pretty cool. I liked that moment a lot. Um, the Abe Lincoln quote was hella funny. I thought. Uh, and then walking away, he was like, "Abe Lincoln, doesn't sound good when you say it." That was hilarious. The butler scene was hilarious.
The
I'm hoping you chime in sometime, by the way. That's why I'm pausing. Uh, when Zemo's
it's
butler
like,
thing, I'm pausing how I'm like, is he not gonna jump in?
well, it's like you because you're saying your stuff. I thought you're just gonna call me in or something like that. So that's what I'm like,
Well, usually like you'll say something and then I'll be like, oh yeah, and then this, and then you're like, oh yeah.
which I
Uh,
did on certain things, but it's just more of the fact it's like because you're like so much like skipping scene and scene to going scene from
yeah,
another
I'm
scene
going like back and forth.
and all
Yeah,
that stuff. It's just like, how do I even
so I have to
jump in
look
on
at
this?
this.
Like it's like how do I even try to jump in on this and everything like that? Because it's like I can if I said one thing on one of them, you're just gonna go to like a whole nother scene, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know about that. Like, cause like how you just went from I think it was the mid of the episode to the post credit scene was like what?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
like
think I went from I started off with the
you literally like
end of the movie,
the
I think.
first half of the movie, the half of that final episode, you went to one like the end of the half to the middle of the half and everything like that. I'm
Yeah.
just like you completely forget, and then like you don't even bring the only thing about the second half of the episode is the whole episode. It's like you only brought up the freaking U.S. agent and all that stuff. How he's what he said at the end of it after he said after he got the suit. I'm like, what?
My part was a good moment. I'm saving the big moment for not the big moment, but
What
an
big moment?
important moment for last.
You already brought up the suit.
That's not the most. Yeah, it's important. It's a huge moment, yeah. But I'm saying the sentimental moments. I'm saving those for last. I'm trying to think of any more. When Isaiah's in the museum,
I know that.
I thought that was a
There's
big
two
moment.
sentimental scenes. There's two sentimental. I didn't say it wasn't. And
What's the other
honest,
sentimental scene?
Bucky finally admitted talking to the dad.
Oh yeah, that is a big sentimental scene. Yeah, huge sentimental. I remember you were like, "Don't look out the window. Don't look at." That was hilarious.
I
So
cause like
those of you who don't know, who
cause
didn't understand me,
because like
we were watching it, and after Bucky talks to
see
the dude,
I finally jump in on something and then this fool just continues talking.
because they're gonna be like, "What the hell does it mean? Don't look out the window."
No, I was gonna talk about what happened.
Oh, okay, go on.
Oh my god. See, you don't even see this. See now you see why I don't talk and just let you talk
You see why I have notes nowadays?
and all that stuff.
You
This
see
is
why
what
I have notes
and all that
nowadays?
stuff
Flows
like
about me.
all that stuff. So of course when Bucky reveals to I forget his name and that pisses me off some every time.
I
Um,
think his last name started with a Y. I think.
but his act like the name he had like he tells I forget. Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Um, like he tells him about him killing his son and everything like that. It's the fact. It's like the fact of it's like there's nothing that happens. Like it literally he tells him why. He says I have no other choice, and then like you see that point of where it looks like he's getting not upset, but it's like like you don't know for sure if he's gonna get upset, he's gonna get angry or something like that. But it just cuts off right to Bucky leaving and closing the door and leaving and all that stuff. And it was like I was like, damn, like this is like it hurt. That hurts, like because you don't know like the actual reaction
Yeah.
of how he was, and then it cuts to where he's walking past the bar, the place and all that stuff, and he sees him along with the waitress that they back in the first episode. She sees him, so she does see Bucky and all that stuff, but then like leaves because I think she like so for some reason like it seems like she understood in a way and all that stuff, and it could be wrong, and I could be totally wrong on that and all that stuff, but it's like it goes
Maybe.
and all that stuff. And it keeps going to the fact of it keeps going back to dude and all that stuff, but he's not looking. He's not turning to the window where Bucky is. And my thought was to the fact like don't he shouldn't do it and all that stuff. Like don't do it because I feel like because like that right there is like the old like the thing is like the like that's what's gonna hurt me and all that stuff. And, like seeing that it's like he looks at him and then it's either he's gonna be upset and all that stuff and everything like that. It's just like, oh my god, it's like it's so painful because like that was like ever since that episode, ever since the first episode, and that scene of there when they're hanging out, having a good time and all that stuff, and it turns out to be he's the dad of the son he killed. And his son was the one he killed and all that stuff. Back in that little flashback scene, it's just like this is gonna happen and I'm gonna be upset at it no matter what, whether and all that stuff, whether it be a resolution or something. And I'm still upset to this day thinking about it because it's like, man, and all that stuff. But I mean, like it did, like it at the end of the day, like it gave Bucky closure and all that stuff, and just for the fact of it's like he can now be like his own person in a way. But the fact that it's like he lost, in all honesty, like he lost a good friend in a way too, and all that
Yeah.
stuff, just based off that and everything. Um, and that sucks. And of course the other
It
one,
does.
of course Isaiah, and everything. But just that in general, because it's like going to the previous episode of Isaiah having the talk with Sam and all that stuff, and then of course saying the line of like, "Is America even ready for a black Captain America?" And then it cuts when Sam is giving his speech in the city in New York around everyone and all that stuff, and it's like televised and everything. Isaiah's there. You can see it in
Yeah.
Isaiah. You can see it in Isaiah's face. It's like how it's like this. It's actually happening and all that stuff and all that stuff. And he's like, though it's like he's still like he probably has that belief of like he has a tough job, but it's like but he's proud at the same time because this is actually happening.
Yeah.
For that stuff. And then of course like they have the little discussion after the fight. And then of course I said I did mention about Isaiah being a bitter old black man and all that stuff. Um
Hey, he got some hilarious parts though. He's like, he ain't the Falcon no more, but he's still black. That made me die so bad because I
but
wasn't expecting that.
he ain't the Falcon anymore, but he's still black. And then
Yeah,
like
that
he's
made me
like
die so
you
hard.
ain't you ain't no
You ain't
Malcolm, no
Malcolm.
Martin and all that stuff. I was like
No, yeah.
I think it was Rosa he said too.
Mm, no, I don't think he said it. I heard Malcolm, Martin, and uh, it wasn't Rose. It was someone else. Damn, I can't remember at the time.
And
Off the top of my head.
it was just like I was just like, yep, yep. It's not surprising seeing that, hearing that, all that stuff. And of course,
I
and
thought he was gonna say something too at the memorial.
no, so then and then of course, towards that, it's more of he takes him to the Captain America memorial thing, and then at the towards the area there, it's he shows his little statue of him and all that stuff and what he's done for the country and everything, and then of course that hug, which is like one of the greatest things in the world, all that stuff.
No, I didn't get to see the background too much on that scene, but the photos circulating behind him on the screens
Mm.
was that from his experience, right? I couldn't really tell.
I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, kind of. It was the stone with the, saying what he did and stuff and what he did for the country, and
Yeah.
it was the statue. But I saw photos cycling behind, but I couldn't catch them to
Mm.
see if it was his unit and stuff.
Yeah. Um, for some odd reason, when that happened, when they were going, for some odd reason, for some reason I thought Isaiah was gonna meet Steve
That would have been a cool moment.
and all that
But he's on the
stuff.
moon, so that's why he can't.
It's Mandela.
Oh, Mandela. Okay,
Um,
that makes more sense. I knew he didn't say Rose. I just couldn't remember who he
well,
said.
I thought Rosa because that makes. I mean, I knew he was going off black people. That's why. So I was like, I just thought Rosa.
Yeah, yeah.
And also,
Oh,
for some reason I thought, wait, what?
no, I was gonna say it makes more sense to say Mandela
Why
because he's
not?
like a male.
But why not Rose? You really, really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
male,
yeah,
male.
yeah. He's
Why
male
not Rosa?
because she's still a prominent person in history, but like he's relating him to other males in history,
I don't
other
think
African American males in
I
history.
don't think it needs to be a male. I think it's just an African American in general.
Yeah, I think it's both.
And honest,
I think it was both. It was like saying like out of all the African American males that made history
no,
in this country,
Manny, no,
looking back then.
no, 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 no. African American, no matter what, male or female, and all that stuff. That's why I said Rosa Parks and all that stuff
Yeah,
and everything because of the fact of what she did for that and that with that bus moment and all that stuff for
which is true.
black people
Yeah,
and
I
stuff. Yeah,
understand that. Like
yeah. That's
she's still an amazing
but
historical
but
character.
you brought up males, and I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to get at. I'm not trying to make it.
Mm.
I
Oh
wasn't
no,
trying to
I'm
make
not
it.
devaluing her. Like I know she's like extremely like
Yeah, that's
she's
why I
extremely
said. That's why
clever.
I made it all African Americans in general, like male or female,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. When you said
yeah,
male,
no,
when you made it male, I
Yeah, no,
was
I
like,
didn't mean
nope,
like I
you're
was
not.
devaluing
Like,
her.
no,
Yeah, no,
don't do that.
not
Like
like that.
that's, yeah, that's why I was like, no,
Yeah,
Manny, not like that. You should not said that and all
yeah,
that
no, I
stuff.
didn't mean it like that. I meant like he was. Yeah,
And those pictures, you could be right about that. That's probably from around when
That's
he
what I
was.
think. It would make the most sense
No,
to have those
it's
pictures,
most
but
likely.
I'm not sure.
It's most
Yeah,
likely though. It's most likely though, and everything just because I think that whole area in particularly of where that's located more revolves around him of Isaiah
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
everything.
saying. Like, it'd be kind of weird if it was like the statue in the stone and then Steve Rogers. That'd be kind of weird. Like, it makes the
Yeah, of
most
course.
sense. Yeah, I just couldn't really tell because I wasn't really paying attention both times I saw it.
And everything.
I didn't
And
really get to see.
so then but yeah, so it's that there is all that and all that stuff and everything. But I just 'cause that's like Rosa was the one of the first things I thought of just in general because of that moment and all that stuff too. And
Yeah,
I get with Malcolm and um Martin and of course
yeah.
Mandela and all that stuff. But I feel like the Rosa Parks thing is just as important as those.
No, I understood what you meant because honestly, when I do think of the top three, I do think of Rosa over Mandela. Like if you just to say name the top three African Americans in history, like the big, like the ones that did like amazing things for this country. Like I would have said those three first, but yeah, who knows? Who knows why they went Mandela? There was obviously some reasoning behind it. I just don't know what it was.
Anyways, um you said it mostly
I think we
everything
covered them
else.
all. Yeah,
You
I don't
mostly
think I
said
think we
everything
covered.
else. I love this. I love the suit. I'm not surprised, but I'm amazingly not shocked, but I can't even think of the word right now. But like how the suit looks in MCU and everything. I always thought of it more of, as I mentioned it last week, was like I feel like they would do their best to represent the comic one, but just more in an MCU fashion style, like
Yeah,
especially with Steve's suits of
yeah, it was like
how
a
they
little bit
did
darker.
have
It was a
how
lot
theirs
darker.
was, yeah, and all that stuff. And so it's like I love the suit. I love how like Sam when he had to confront Carly after like the shots and all that stuff, and how he is not trying to fight her and all for that
Yeah,
stuff, and he's trying to be more of trying to do the whole reasoning thing at all times, no matter what, and all that stuff and everything until Carly gets shot and everything.
yeah,
Um, I like of how I the whole John Walker part was confusing at first for the fact of it's like he just shows up and that's like he's there,
it
but then it
it
makes
was a little
sense.
weird how it was just like I'm here now because blah 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 for the reason he was. It was a little bit of a weird timing. I understand what you meant. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I've already covered it.
That's why I'm like, why you got like,
Well, I was just agreeing with you.
okay, um,
Yeah.
so where was I getting at with John? Oh, the Abraham Lincoln thing was a little weird too, and all that stuff. I was like, great man, great quote. I was like, okay. Um, his talk with Val getting after and then getting the suit, it's and all that stuff. If I think the thing is about it with that whole with John was more of how on this episode was more to like there should have been more.
Setting him up.
There should have been more to it.
Mm,
Um, like the fact of like I get like John getting to that point where he had to save the people and like he had that moment of like should he do it or should he not. That's cool to know and all that stuff because that's what it was because it looks like he's making this like somewhat of a redemption arc in a way, redemption part in that scene. But then when he goes to Val, like you are it automatically you switch to automatic like he is not he's something's gonna happen and all that stuff and everything like that. But it's like, why do all that stuff when you're about to do something right now that's not gonna be a good thing in a way and all that stuff for
yeah.
that. And so especially now that you're working with Val and all that stuff. Um again, not surprised. Sharon finally revealing herself as a power broker, especially how that scene went for that. Botruck dying, could care less, in all honesty. And I don't mean that like he was a
No, no.
he was a waste and all that stuff. I mean, like, what more can you do with him? In all honesty, you're not making him a fully fledged, like, yes, he has a moment in the comics and all. He has stuff in the comics and all that stuff, but in the MCU, he doesn't have that full fledged stuff like most other villains do in the MCU.
Yeah.
So where it's like, so him killing him off is just not, it's not a big deal in a way, because there's other stuff that happen. You could get other villains and all that stuff. Zemo killing the Flag Smashers was the coolest thing because it's Zemo and all that stuff. Like, soon, like, most people did not know that was the Butler from the Zemo episode and all that stuff. And I was like,
Who do you think it was?
I said
Who do you think it was?
most people said. I said most people.
No, that's what I said. I said, who do they think it
I
was?
don't know. They just thought, they didn't know. It's like, who's this guy? That's it. They didn't say it was, and all that stuff. That's it. It's like, I knew automatically. And also, as soon as
Yeah.
she just saw him, I was like, hey, it's Zemo's Butler.
Yeah.
And everything. So it's like, that was pretty cool. And also, it did seem like, though, it's like it was leading to a point where like the Flag Smashers will continue to live in a way after, when that one guard was like one world, one people to them after they got arrested, but then ended up getting destroyed. What else am I missing? At the talk, we had the sentimental stuff. To add on to Sam's speech, I feel like that's one of the greatest things I've heard. Well, besides there's many things that Sam said throughout this whole show and all that stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of good speech.
Hmm?
I said he has a lot of great speech scenes.
Yeah. But this one in particular, like, it's the fact that like he does it in front of these people and like letting them know, it's like, because he's literally telling them, it's like, yeah, what she did is wrong, but the way it's the reason why she did it and why no one bothered to ask why and all that stuff. And that's the wrong, and that's the problem with something, like, we don't bother to ask why and all that stuff. It is that whole shoot first, ask question later kind of thing and all that stuff, to use that as an analogy of sorts. And all that stuff. We don't bother to figure out why these people are like this and all that stuff. When, granted, people can compare this to real world stuff and this, like, because of other things, and that can make some sense in a way. But at the same time, it's like, it can be a defenseless person that may have did something and all that stuff, whether it be like something simple, but they can get shot for not complying to something and never bother to, and they don't bother to ask why and all that stuff, to bring that rough analogy in a way. I am digressing from the speech itself. It's just more the fact that it's like Sam is letting them know, like, we need to do better no matter what. Not just as the US itself, but the whole world and all that stuff, especially what has happened since the blip and everything. And it does resonate to us now in some ways. For that. And I already talked about the power broker, talked about John, I talked about I mean, back to Bucky for a bit. Again, I feel like he's at peace. It looks like he's at peace now with everything and all that stuff. We haven't seen
Finally sleeping on the couch.
yeah.
Finally sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, I love the fact that you brought up something from 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping in a bed now.
Was it 2?
No, it was 1 episode ago, I think.
It was last episode. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, last from the last episode. We haven't heard the last of Zemo. I believe that. I'm excited that after this there are talks of Captain America 4 happening now. And then one note I want to bring up, though. I don't remember where I saw this. I don't know if it was TikTok or Instagram or something like that. So I saw something saying like Isaiah Bradley about something about Isaiah Bradley always knowing Cap or being with Capper or something like that, even though he didn't. And it shows this picture that was from the first Avenger with the where this black guy is next to Steve and everything like that. That's not Isaiah.
I never.
I'm not saying. No, no,
See,
I'm
you
not
gotta
yelling.
send me that.
I'm not
No,
yelling.
no, I'm saying like, no, I'm saying like I've never seen that video. You're gonna send me that.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know if I have it. I don't. I don't have
Yeah,
the post or anything.
because wasn't Isaiah in World War
No,
Two?
no,
When was his?
not. I
I
don't.
don't know when his
Wait,
was.
in the MCU. No, I don't think so. If I remember correctly. In the comics,
Trying to think when
probably,
his was.
but it's. I'm not talking about comics. I'm talking about MCU line.
Yeah, yeah,
And then that picture they showed in whatever, if it was a TikTok or Instagram, I don't remember right now, and all that stuff.
yeah,
Because that picture they showed, it's like Captain America with Bucky's in there. This is World War II and all that stuff. And then
yeah.
there's this black guy that's there, of course, because he sticks out like a sore thumb in a way in that whole picture and all that stuff. And they're saying, and he's trying to say like, it's Isaiah. Now, this account could be like one of those they're just trying to joke around with people and all that stuff and everything like that,
Oh, okay.
just to tick people off. But at the same
Yeah,
time, though, it's like, no, don't use something that's people that most people are gonna figure
that
out
people
so
will believe.
easily. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's like that's easy to figure out because that's not goddamn
yeah,
Isaiah. That's
yeah.
not
The
Isaiah at
one I
all.
would get is like the Captain Rex one from like I think it was like Star Wars 4 or 5. I get like why like some people believe that. I don't personally believe that, but like that's easier to believe than this one, which you're explaining to me. Like I feel like a lot of people are like, that's obviously no, it's not real.
That is goddamn Gabe Jones, one of the Howling Commandos, and all that stuff
Yeah,
in that movie,
especially because they give you his name as well. Like it's not
and all that
like
stuff. Like he's introduced in the goddamn
yeah,
movie, and all that stuff. He's
yeah,
in the movie.
like
He's actually he's a actual character
yeah,
in the movie, and all that
yeah.
stuff.
It's not like he's like Soldier 4. It's
He's one of
like
the Howling Commandos and all that stuff and
yeah,
everything. And I was like, and again, this account could be something that they're just trying to play around with people and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, no, because most people who see this I've already seen Captain America, the First Avenger, and know for the fact that it is Gabe
yeah,
Jones, one of the Howling Commandos, and all that
yeah.
stuff and everything. And granted, there are some people that don't do that, that do that, but at the same time, if you're a person and you're pissed and you go in those comments and be pissed and try to get at that person and be like about that, you're even more of an idiot. All that stuff
Yeah.
because you're just engaging on him. I didn't post it. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I saw it, I was like, this is funny and stupid at the same time, and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and all that stuff. Because I just want to, like, it's like, for one, it's like, I don't think that needs to be posted in a way because it's like, one, it's like, that's not true about it. Two, even if it is like you know about the MCU and you're joking about it still, just to pull feathers, that's still stupid and all that stuff. Third, if you're a person that gets on them about it and all that stuff because you're MCU fan and all that stuff, hardcore MCU fan, you're also an idiot for engaging him and giving him this clout and all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything and all that stuff. Like I saw it, I said you're stupid and swiped and left because I
You
thought and all
commented
that
you're
stuff.
stupid?
I said it's stupid and then
Oh,
swiped.
okay. I thought you commented you're
No, no,
stupid.
I
I
didn't
was like,
comment. I didn't comment. I didn't comment on anything. I just said in the back of my head like that's stupid, and then swiped
yeah.
and all that stuff because it's like,
So like half of the
why,
TikToks.
like
Yeah.
why, like why do I need to see this? Like why is this even
Yeah.
posted? I think there was
Yeah.
one.
It's a pretty dumb reference.
Yeah, it was really dumb and all that stuff. And it was like because it was
Yeah.
so. It was like
Like
no.
I maybe, and I say maybe, get it if it was like he was credited as like Soldier 4 or like Soldier 5, like a soldier and then a
See,
number.
like that stuff, yeah, because
Maybe,
you can
but
pull
then like
the speculation and
yeah.
all that stuff. But at the same time,
Yeah,
it's just
but
like
then that's still a maybe. It's like this one was given a character like he's a character. Like he's not just a random soldier. Like they gave him a name, they gave him identity. It's clearly not. Like that's pretty dumb. You're going to send it to me whenever you find it.
um Isaiah in the MCU was a Korean War veteran.
Oh, okay, Korean. Okay.
in the MCU. I think in the
Yeah.
comics. Let me see here. In the comics, give me a sec.
Yeah. I for the life of me, I just could not remember. I know it was one of them. I just couldn't remember which one it was. Especially in the MCU, I couldn't remember. I got too busy looking at it, trying to remember it.
It says
And I
that
don't
in the
think he even
comics. It
said.
says that he fought in World War II.
Oh, okay. So in the comics, it's based in World War II, and in the MCU, it's based
But
on.
I'm trying to go more into it right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just trying to make sure of when that year happened.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he mention
Yeah,
which
yeah.
one he was in
World
the
War II.
series?
World War II.
Oh, okay, World War II. Okay.
Comics is World War II. Oh, so
Oh, okay.
but I'm just saying, like stately in the MCU, he was not when he did the whole thing. It was not during World War II. It was during the Korean War.
Okay. Okay. So I see where that puts in the time. I was trying to figure out where that put that in the time. All right.
Yeah. So that's all I
Okay.
gotta say about that.
Still a stupid reference. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah. But I digress. Um so it looks like we're getting a movie. There are open talks, open possibilities of a season 2 of this, which I'm fine with both for this.
Yeah.
And then for the post credit scene, which I wanted to keep when I was going to keep till the end. So people wonder what could that lead to. Um, it can be a possible chance of something in within Captain America, where there'd be like a season 2 or in the fourth movie of sorts. But there are also talks. There's also thoughts of maybe this could lead into the one of the future MCU's DC Plus series, Armor Wars, with Don Cheadle and all that
I
for
mean,
that. So there's a possibility there and all that
it
stuff.
makes sense because you said there's other military weapons
Yeah,
and items, so that does make sense.
yeah,
But you said Super Soldier would already stopped it
yeah. So
anyway.
that can make sense in that point and all that stuff. So it's like, so there's a
Yeah.
possibility there and all that stuff. It just depends on how everything plays out right now, because I don't think Armor Wars has a set year at least of when it's supposed to come out.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
as far as I know, because all we know is I think it's just Don Cheadle, and I think I forgot her name, the one that's cast as Riri Williams for Ironheart. Because I think she's
That's what I
supposed to be
was
in that.
gonna say. I was gonna say when's Ironheart? I
It's
know it
supposed
got
to be around
announced
that
soon.
same time. When it's
Oh,
not,
okay.
it doesn't have a set year. Also, if I remember correctly, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. But as far as I know, yeah, it's announced, but it's just like we don't know when.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Um,
cool. I can. That makes sense for her to be in Armor Wars.
yeah.
Cool to see. Both of them, Ironheart and Power Broker. But
Who?
uh,
Oh, Power Broker.
yeah, I said both of them. I was like, it makes
Yeah.
sense for both of them to be in.